So we are live.
I don't see it.
Wait 20 seconds.
Okay.
So we are live.
Yep. I don't see it.
Wait 20 seconds.
دست دست نکنه تا که تو کبیر موندی دلو بزن به دریا دل نکنه دلتنگ شبانم روزام شمرده دلتنگ شبانم روزام شمرده دلتنگ تو هم یعنی دلم هنوز نمرده دلتنگ تو هم یعنی هنوز دلم هرچی که جز تو خواستم به خدا اشتباه بود اگه نبود نگاه به روزگارم سیاه بود من بی کس و بی قرار و بی تا مهدی من بی قرار و دریا دنیای طرف با تاج شاهش مهدی طرف با یک نگاهش دنیای طرف با دنیا خواهش مهدی طرف نگاهش دل نکنه دل دست دست نکنه پا دل نکنه دل تا که تو کبیر موندی دلو بزن به دریا تا که دنیا همش دروغه کسی به فکر ما نیست دنیا همش دروغه کسی به فکر ما نیست به علی اعتماد کن که به جز این روان دنیا یه طرف با دنیا خواه مهدی یه طرف روزی دل ما دست اینو نیست هر کی به تو داده دلشو دل نگرون نیست روزی دل ما آقا دست اینو نیست هر کی به تو داده دلشو دل نگرون نیست همه زندگی بود دست خودت سپردم به تو که دل ببازم بازی عشق بردم ای آرزوی پناه عالم مهدی توی تکیه‌گاه عالم دنیای طرف با فر و جاهش مهدی طرف با یک نگاهش دل نکنه دل دست دنیا همش دروغه کسی به فکر ما دنیا همش دروغه کسی به فکر ما به علی اعتماد کن که به جز این روان دنیا یه طرف با دنیا خواهه مهدی یه طرف با یک نگاه دنیا یه طرف ابا صالح مولا ابا صالح ابا صالح مولا ابا صالح
اگه بیان دنیا رو به خود میریزم اگه بیان دیگه تموم میشه پاییزم اگه بیان یه روز میان سامون میدی این دنیا رو یه روز میان کاش ببینم اون روزا رو یه روز میان اگه بیاد دنیا رو به پات میریزم اگه بیاد دیگه تموم میشه پاییزم اگه بیاد یه روز میاد سامون میدی این دنیا رو یه روز میاد کاش ببینم اون روزا رو یه روز میاد دلتنگتم عزیز جونم بی روی ماهت نمیتونم کاش تا ظهور زنده بمونم دلدار منی و یار تو هم ابا صالح دلدار منی و یار تو هم ابا صالح از اول بچگیم گرفتار تو هم ابا صالح دلدار منی و یار تو هم ابا صالح دلدار منی و یار تو هم ابا صالح از اول بچگیم گرفتار تو هم یا ابا صالح یا اگه بیان دنیا رو به پات میریزم اگه بیان دیگه تموم میشه پاییزم اگه بیان یه روز میاد سامون میدی این دنیا رو یه روز میاد کاش ببینم اون روزا رو یه روز میاد دلتنگتم عزیز جونم بی روی ماهت نمیتونم کاش تا ظهور زنده بمونم دلتنگتم عزیز جونم بی روی ماهت نمیتونم کاش تا ظهور زنده بمونم دلدار منی و یار تو هم ابا صالح از اول بچگیم گرفتار تو هم ابا صالح یا ابا صالح از اول بچگیم گرفتار تو هم یا ابا صالح جهنمه دنیا رو گلستونش کن زناری و امشب تو غزل خونش کن آقا بیا یه روز میاد عشقا تو دلا میندازی یه روز میاد صحن بقی و میسازی یه روز میاد یه روز میاد یه روز میاد تنگ دلم برای چشما آقا فدای قد و بالا برگرد با ذوالفقار بابا برگرد با ذوالفقار بابا رویای من تو خلوتت صدام زدی عبا ساله هر شب توی خوابم میبینم تو اومدی عبا ساله عبا ساله دلدار منی و یار منی و یار منی عبا ساله دلدار منی و یار منی و یار تو عبا ساله از اول بچگیم گرفتار تو عبا ساله یا عبا ساله یا عبا ساله
ای داره من فقط تو رو دارم هر کی رویایی داره من فقط تو رو دارم هر کی لیلایی داره من فقط تو رو دارم هر کی مولایی داره من با نماز انتظار میخونم پشت دستای قنوت پنهونم تا نماز انتظار میخونم پشت دستای قنوت پنهونم تو رکوعم مثل بی میلرزم توی سجده روی خاک میمونم تو رکوعم مثل بی میلرزم توی سجده روی خاک میمونم تو دنیا سرگردونم من ابره بیبارونم کبیرم میخونم تو دنیا سرگردونم من ابره بیبارونم کبیرم میخونم تو دنیا سرگردونم من ابره بیبارونم کبیرم میخونم هر کی دنیایی داره من فقط تو رو دارم هر کی دنیایی داره من فقط تو رو دارم هر کی لیلایی داره من فقط تو رو دارم هر کی مولایی داره من فقط تو رو دارم تو رو دارم تو رو دارم دنیایی داره من فقط تو رو دارم هر کی رویایی داره من فقط تو رو دارم هر کی لیلایی داره من فقط تو رو دارم هر کی مولایی داره من تو رو دارم تو رو دارم تو رو دارم به فدات مادرم من فقط تو رو دارم به فدات مادرم من فقط تو رو دارم خاک پات پدرم من فقط تو رو دارم خاک پات پدرم من فقط تو رو دارم این تو و این سر من فقط تو رو دارم یا به قول رهبرم من فقط تو رو دارم هر کی دنیایی داره من فقط تو رو دارم هر کی رویایی داره من فقط تو رو دارم هر کی لیلایی داره من فقط تو رو دارم هر کی مولایی داره من فقط تو رو دارم تو رو دارم تو رو دارم لیلایی داره من فقط تو رو دارم تو دنیا سرگردونم من ابره بیبارونم کبیرم میخونم تو دنیا سرگردونم من ابره بیبارونم هر کی دنیایی داره من فقط تو رو دارم هر کی رویایی داره من فقط تو رو دارم هر کی لیلایی داره من فقط تو رو دارم هر کی مولایی داره من هر چقدر دم غروب غمگینه به جاش امید طلوع تسکینه هر چقدر دم غروب غمگینه به جاش امید طلوع تسکینه، هرچی روزای فراق دلگیره، خیال روز وصال شیرینه، دلی که شد آینه یقینه، قلبش دینه آقاشو میبینه، دلی که شد آینه یقینه، قلبش دینه آقاشو میبینه. هر کی خورشیدی داره، هر کی خورشیدی داره، هر کی امیدی داره، هر کی تو بندگی خدا برا دل خودش یه دلیل توحیدی داره. من فقط تو رو دارم، تو رو دارم، تو رو دارم، هر کی دنیایی داره، من فقط تو رو دارم، هر کی رایایی داره، من سرگردونم، من ابره بیبارونم، کبیرم میخونم تو دنیا. سرگردونم، من ابره بیبارونم، دنیا سرگردونم، تو دنیایی داره، زیر پام از آسمون افتاده، زیر پام از آسمون افتاده، گلای نرگس تو سجاده، زیر پام از آسمون افتاده، گلای نرگس تو سجاده، زیر پام از آسمون افتاده، گلای نرگس تو سجاده، همه منتظران میدونن هر کی شد بنده تو، همه منتظران میدونن هر کی شد بنده تو آزاده. تو دلبر من دل داده، دل من عشق آباده، به خاکت افتاده. تو دلبر من دل داده، دل من عشق آباده، به خاکت افتاده. تو دلبر من دل داده، من عشق آباده، به خاکت افتاده. تو دلبر من دل داده، هر کسی به دادش میرسه، من فقط تو رو دارم. هر کسی با یه کسی هم نفس، من فقط تو رو دارم. هر کسی منتظر یه یاری، من فقط تو رو دارم. هر کسی فکر میکنه بهاری، من فقط هر کی غم خاری داره، من فقط تو رو دارم. هر کی سالاری داره، من فقط تو رو دارم. هر کی دلداری داره، من فقط تو رو دارم. هر کی دلداری داره، من هر کی تو بساط عشق و عاشقی میونه تمام دل برا دلش خریداری داره، من فقط تو رو دارم، تو رو دارم، تو رو دارم. هر کی دنیایی داره، من فقط تو رو دارم. تو دنیا سرگردونم، من ابر بیبارونم، کبیرم میخونم تو دنیا میخونم. هرچی دنیایی داره من دبی انتقام میاد نه تا دبی انتقام میاد نه دبی انتقام میاد نه انتقام میاد نه زهرا نه زهرا نه زهرا نه زهرا دبی انتقام میاد نه زهرا. هرچی دنیایی داره من فقط تو رو دارم، هرچی دنیایی داره من فقط تو رو دارم، هرچی لیلایی داره من فقط تو رو دارم، هرچی مولایی داره من فقط تو رو دارم، تو رو دارم. پسره 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 زهرا زهرا سمره 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 آها قمره 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 مولا قمره مولا قمره مولا قمره مولا قمره 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 مولا قمره مولا قمره مولا. هر کی دنیایی داره من فقط تو رو دارم، هر کی دنیایی داره من فقط تو رو دارم، هر کی مولایی داره من فقط تو رو دارم، تو رو دارم، تو رو دارم. علی 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 که یاری مثل تو داره بیاره بیاره. حالا بس میخوای جواب بدی اول یک کف مرتب بزن. کسی که یاری مثل تو داره بیاره بیاره بیاره. کسی که یاری مثل تو داره بیاره. یه سر زلف تو تموم عالم نداره 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 نداره. یه سر زلف تو تموم عالم نداره. دل خراب من شده بیمار عشقت، دل خراب من سرمو میذارم روی دیوار عشقت، سرمو میذارم عشقت عزیزه دل زهرا. کسی که تو داره بیاره 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 بیاره. یه سر زلف تو تموم عالم نداره. یه سر زلف تو تموم عالم نداره. یاد بگیر تو ماه دلارایی، امیر دلهایی، ماه دلارایی، جونم ماه دلارایی تو دلبری دلبر زهرایی تو دلبری کسی که یاری مثل تو داره بیاره سر زلف تو تموم عالم نداره یه سر زلف تو تموم عالم نداره کسی که یاری باید زرنگ باشی سر زلف تو تموم عالم نداره تا آخرش سنگین باد بزنی آب آینه بیاری شده آینه بندو آب آینه بیاری شده آینه بندو بس که یارم قشنگه اینه گشته حیرون شده آینه حیرون سبو به دوشم گل زهرا سبو به دوشم پیال نوشم بس که میخوامه پریده هوشم به عشقت قسم عاشقتم گل زهرا عاشقتم گل زهرا عاشقتم گل زهرا بیا دل خراب من شده بیمار عشقت دل جونم سرمو میذارم روی دیوار عشقت عزیز دل زهرا کسی که یاری مثل تو داره بیاره کسی که یاری مثل تو داره بیاره یه سر زلف تو تموم عالم نداره یه سر زلف تو تموم عالم نداره با شراب چشمای تو مستم به خدا با شراب چشمای تو مستم به خدا ای گل نرگس هلاکت هستم به خدا ای گل نرگس هلاکت هستم به خدا تو ماه دلارایی امیر دلهایی ماه دلارایی امیر دلهایی تو دلبری دلبر زهرایی تو دلبری کسی که یاری کسی که یاری یه سر زلف تو تموم عالم یه سر زلف تو نداره دل خراب من مال عشقت دل خراب من سرمو میذارم دل خراب من سرمو میذارم به عشقت قسم عاشقتم گل زهرا عاشقتم گل زهرا بیا کسی که یاری مثل تو داره بیاره کسی که یاری یه سر دل یه سر دل به تو تموم عالم خونه داره همیشه توی گلخونه تو دل دیوونه ای که شده دیوونه تو شده دیوونه تو نگات نجیبه گل زهرا چه دل فریبه نگات نجیبه چه دل فریبه
Can you tell me when I'm live? Assalamualaikum, brothers and sisters. Thank you very much for attending tonight's program virtually. Before we begin, I wanted to thank everyone who brought food tonight. That's a joke, of course. Inshallah, you're safe and keeping healthy and making the most of the quarantine, but making benefit of the month of Shaban, and as well as being with family members and so forth. Before we begin the program, let's recite the Fatiha for your deceased and our deceased, and especially those who lost their lives to this tragic pandemic and other illnesses. So let's take a moment and let's recite the Fatiha. So thanks again. We would like to congratulate you on the wiladat of the Imam of the time. It's a auspicious occasion for all of us, not only the Shia, but all of humanity. So it is a great occasion. Without further ado, we're going to begin the program with the recitation of Quran with the assistance of our brother Labib. The surah is going to be Surah Ar-Rahman, the first 40 verses, followed by the speech by Haj Hani and Nasheed, and eventually ending with the Ziyarat. So please stay tuned and inshallah you make the most of the program. Without further ado, Brother Labib, we would like to have you recite the surah with the loud salawat.
اللهم صل على محمد وعلى محمد.
Hussein. Hello, brother Hussam.
Yes.
I have people calling me. They're trying to get in from the, and they said invalid from the email.
Here, can you call Hachani for me?
Bismillah. Can everyone see me, inshallah?
Yeah, we'll see you, Habibi.
Yeah.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الرحمن علم القرآن خلق الإنسان علمه البيان الشمس والقمر بحسبان والنجم والشجر يسجدان والسماء رفعها ووضع الميزان ألا تطغوا في الميزان وأقيموا الوزن بالقسط ولا تخسروا الميزان والأرض وضعها للأنام فيها فاكهة والنخل ذات الأكمام والحب ذو العصف والريحان فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان خلق الإنسان من صلصال كالفخار وخلق الجان من مارج من نار فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان رب المشرقين ورب المغربين فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان مرج البحرين يلتقيان بينهما برزخ لا يبغيان فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان يخرج منهما اللؤلؤ والمرجان فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان كل من عليها فان ويبقى وجه ربك ذو الجلال والإكرام فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان يسأله من في السماوات والأرض كل يوم هو في شأن فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان سنفرغ لكم أيها الثقلان فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان يا معشر الجن والإنس إن استطعتم أن تنفذوا من أقطار السماوات والأرض فانفذوا لا تنفذون إلا بسلطان فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان يرسل عليكما شواظ من نار ونحاس فلا تنتصران فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان فإذا انشقت السماء فكانت وردة كالدهان فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان فيومئذ لا يسأل عن ذنبه إنس ولا جان فبأي آلاء ربكما
ربكما تكذبان صدق الله العظيم وبلغ رسوله الكريم صلوات صل على محمد وآل محمد.
Thank you, Brother Leap, for the beautiful recitation. Let's give a loud salawat for the brother, and may the blessings go to him and his family. Without further ado, inshallah, we'll begin the main part of the program with the speech by Brother Hajj Hani, inshallah, with a loud salawat.
Assalamu alaikum. Can you hear me? Hello?
Walaikum salam. Yes, Hajj, you can.
So
You're on.
Okay. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. والصلاة والسلام على سيد المرسلين وخاتم النبيين محمد وعلى آله الطيبين الطاهرين وصحبه المنتجبين وعلى جميع أنبياء الله المرسلين. اللهم صل وسلم وبارك وترحم وتحمد على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما صليت وسلمت وباركت وترحمت وتحننت على سيدنا إبراهيم وعلى آل سيدنا إبراهيم بالعالمين إنك أنت السميع المجيد. Brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. First, I'm very honored today to be among you. This is our first online due to what's happening in the world. I want to congratulate you first. Yesterday was the birthday of Imam Al-Mahdi alayhi salam. I want to congratulate you and congratulate the whole Muslim Ummah, inshallah, in that very important occasion that we are happy and we don't want to miss. But this is a special this year because what's happening, we have to do it online. Now, alhamdulillah, across the world, there was many occasions that have happened. Among them, they called Ijtima' al-Qulub, which everybody around the world at the same time at 8:30 p.m. yesterday, they were making du'as and doing things before yesterday because of the birthday of Imam, and to ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to take this incident of Corona out of the humanity and the humans. Now, the birthday of Imam, it tells us, and what we are going through right now is the value of time. For example, when a human being gets sick, he will value his health. And when a country loses its security or loses its safety, then it will value how important security is. Now we are in this country, we lost the trust to go and be with each other, because not we don't trust each other, but because of the fear that we're gonna get like a virus and we may die of it. We are in reality, we are drowned with the blessings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We do not thank it, and sometimes we do not recognize it, and we do not know it. And we do not recognize it sometimes, but till we lose it. Believe me, being at the center, meeting the brothers and sisters, it's a blessing to see each other on a Friday, whether it's a Friday prayer, whether a regular prayer, Jama'ah prayer, it's a blessing that we are missing, and right now we are really feeling it. And the blessing of time anyway is something right now, every one of us have a lot of free time. This time, we have to know how to utilize it. You know, Imam Al-Qadim alayhi salam, although he was put in jail, he was in the dungeon, he couldn't see light, you know, for many days, and he was in chains. He was half of his life in jail. And you know, he used to say, thank you, Allah. You gave me the opportunity to have a free time to worship you. Now, we have a lot of time in our hands. And what we need to do is we have to utilize it in the service of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, in obeying Allah, in worshiping Allah. You can use a lot of things. Read a little bit Quran, you know, make dua for your friends, make up some of the salat that you maybe missed if you are old like me and I've missed some and I'm making some, alhamdulillah. So all of this, Allah is giving you a blessing right now to use that time. Because if we lose this ni'mah of time, when we die and be in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then we're gonna be regretful and say, I wish I have used that free time, that's something that benefit me. Some of us, they may use their time in astaghfirullah, in haram thing, this empty. You're gonna be more regretful at that time. You know, use this time right now to the empty time that you have, the faragh, for something that you benefit later on, and especially when you meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Anyway, the Quran said, حتى إذا جاء أحدهم الموت قال ربي أرجعوني لعلي أعمل صالحا فيما ترك. يعني, he said, when the death comes to somebody, he said, oh Allah, please take me back so I can do salihan, I can do righteous. We have the good time right now to do a lot of righteous things, inshallah. And I have a lot to say about this subject, but because of the time, and I hope my brothers tell me how long I have to speak. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Now, in our lifetime, one day this humanity, the idea of Al-Mahdi alayhi salam is for us probably very clear. But it is not only for the Shia school of thought, Al-Mahdi. We believe that Al-Mahdi, Imam Al-Mahdi, Al-Hujjah ibn Al-Hasan Al-Askari, Al-Mahdi, he is from the Dhurriyyah, from the descendants of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And he was born on that time. And this birth of the Imam, what does it tell us? It is telling us, and telling the humanity, that we are now in the period to deliver the promise of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to humanity. This promise Allah has, subhanahu wa ta'ala, to humanity, he has made it in not only in the Quran, but he has done it with all the prophets. And that promise was also that this earth will be inherited by ibadullah as-salihin. This earth is a divine promise, wa'adun ilahi, that this earth will be it will be inherited with ibadullah as-salihin, the righteous worshippers of Allah. And that was done in and I think Sayyid Hassan Nasrallah, in his speech lately, he has given some of this from the Old Testament, and he gave the sections, which is section number 3 from the Psalms of Dawood, Mazamir Dawood, number 37, part number 9 and number 11, I think, where it does say in the Old Testament, which is the Jewish and the Christian First Testament of the Old Testament for the Christians, it says that this earth will be inherited by ibadullah salihin. So this is a divine promise to humanity, that this earth one day it will be inherited by ibadullah salihin. Now, who are these ibadallah salihin? You know, the same thing the Quran mentions also these verses. Now we have to realize in Islam, it talks a lot about the end of time. And when we say about Imam al-Mahdi alayhi salam, Ajjalallahu farajahu, we say Imam al-Zaman, Akhir al-Zaman. So what is Akhir al-Zaman? Now, if you want to think about it, Akhir al-Zaman starts from the time of the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, Muhammad ibn Abdullah, the one who was born in Mecca, 1400 or something years ago, and he was the last prophet of Allah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Since Allah said he is the seal of the prophets and he passed away, so we actually started in the era of Akhir al-Zaman. Now, for us, he said there will be 12 descendants of him. The 12th descendant will come and govern and make the promises that the Prophet has said in many of his occasions, and they are recorded, Now, we are actually now in the era of Akhir al-Zaman. But Akhir al-Zaman, it doesn't mean a year, 2, 10, 20, 100, 200. It could be 1,000 years. It could be 2,000, God knows. Only the time of the Sa'ah, only Allah knows it. Allah did not even tell his prophets, or he did not even tell the awliya about when is that exact hour he will end this time, when the Yawm al-Qiyamah starts. We know all of it, it's going to happen. So what should we do? In one day, this humanity, it's going to go towards all the narrations what our Prophet has said. When he talks about Al-Mahdi, he said that Al-Mahdi will come, سَيَمْلَأُ الْأَرْضُ قِسْطًا وَعَدْلًا بَعْدَ أَنْ مُلِئَتْ ظُلْمًا وَجَوْرًا. Imam al-Mahdi will fill up this world, this earth, with justice after it was full up with tyranny, injustice in this. So this is a divine, godly promise to all of us that one day one person will come and will do this. However, who is this person? Now, from our Shia perspective, we can say, okay, Imam al-Mahdi. But this person has been, is promised for the Jews. This person is promised for the Christians. This person is promised for the Muslims. This person is promised for the non-Muslims also, But I want to speak about the heavenly books, which is the heavenly religions that came, the Jews, the Christians, and the Muslims. The Jews talk about that they're still waiting for this person, and they call him Al-Masih, the Messiah. But they don't believe that this is the Messiah, Jesus, the son of Mary, because they don't believe that he came. They are the ones who fought him. They are the ones who denied him. They are the ones who rejected him, And so they say that this Messiah has not been born and will be coming one day. But they do believe in the coming of a leader to bring this earth and to make the promise of Allah to make this earth to be just and peaceful and safe and loving, and happily living for all humanity. So the second thing is the Christians. The Christians, they believe also that this Messiah is the Jesus, the son of Mary, and he will come back, he will return. But they believe that he came, passed away, and he is the one who's going to come back. As Muslims, also we believe that there will be a person from the descendants of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam will come and do this. All Muslims, regarding of their school of thought, they do believe in the coming of Al-Mahdi. However, some Muslims, they believe that he already born, like us, we say that he is the 12th Imam, he's there, but he's in occultation. And some Muslims say they don't know if he's born or not, or they're expecting his birth in the future. And some of them like that. However, what we want to talk about is that innal arda yarithuha ibaduka salihun. The Quran said this earth will be inherited by your righteous worshippers. So we need to know this promise of Allah, which gives us hope, you know, that tyranny and injustice one day will be eliminated. And we have no doubt about it, because this is a godly, divine promise to humanity. So, and all the people, whether the Jews, whether the Christians, whether the Muslims, we are expecting the coming of the Savior, Al-Qa'im alayhi salam. However, what is the proof that who is this coming leader? That coming leader has to be a God-fearing person, a very alhamdulillah, in our school of thought, we believe that that the Al-Mahdi will come with Jesus. Jesus will return, but for us, he is not dead, but he will return with those two, will lead, and under the leadership of Imam Al-Mahdi alayhi salam, bring this universe, this world. Now, I don't want to talk in the details of the birth, alhamdulillah, of Imam alayhi salam, but what I want to talk about is the importance of us to in the period of waiting, what should we do and how we can prepare for him. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Now, there is few points I would like to discuss. The point number one is there are many riwayat through our history that's telling us of the coming of the Imams. Some of the riwayat or narratives, they did not specify the period of time. It all says before the coming of the Imam, these incidents will happen. You know, for example, mosques will be so decorated, the Quran will be read in certain time only, men will be like women like, and so on. There's a lot of riwayat. They will tell you what it is, but they do not specify the exact time. That, oh, so many of these have passed. Some of them we're still expecting, but it doesn't tell you after this incident the Imam will appear. You know, so also there's another also incidents. They will tell you the problem with certain people will take certain events and will try to impose it as if this is what is being foretold, you know, and there's a dangers about that. There are some people, they try to use a hadith and send it in the social media, or try to send you a poet that's written, for example, about Corona. The other day I received, and it's telling you this and this from Amir al-Mu'mineen Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam, and you look at it and they give you a reference, a book and a writer. You cannot find the book, and you cannot find even the one who wrote this. And you can look at the language of it. The language is, and they tell you some of them it's in Nahj al-Balagha also, and it has no eloquency in it. You can tell it is not from Imam Ali alayhi salam. And some people, from their good heart, they pass it to other people. That is dangerous for us. We have to be sure and we have to be careful what we pass to others in our social media, my brothers and sisters. You know, and some other people say, oh, the Sufyani is coming, like when the battles of Syria happened, when ISIS came up and all of the stuff, they started, all the Sufyanis are going to come up, and you know, let's sit down and do nothing. We have to be ready to the Imam. We have to prepare ourselves. We have to take everything in what's happening in history in our lifetime and study it, investigate it, and according to it work. Now, if the Iraqis and the Lebanese and the Syrians sit down and said, oh, this is a Sufyani, let's just huddle up, they would have taken Syria, Lebanon, Iraq, and God knows what happened, the ISIS. But alhamdulillah, there were some good Muslims who fought and defended themselves, and they were able to defeat them. So this is the first thing. The second point I would like to mention, that we should have a clear picture. There are some of the incidents of Akhir Zaman does not put a 10 or 20 years period on it. We say that the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said in Akhir Zaman, and there are in Islam, if you go to Christianity and Judaism, they tell you all this time is from the time of Adam is about 10,000 years. For us, there is no hadith Islami that tells you that Adam was born 5,000 or 10,000 or 100,000 or 150,000 years ago. We do not know exactly when the time from the date of the birth of the beginning of humanity on this earth. So it could be 150,000, God knows, but we don't know. We cannot pinpoint that. And we cannot pinpoint, like I said earlier, the end of time, which is Akhir Zaman, because that Qiyam as-Sa'ah is the knowledge with it is with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But as we know, the future of Akhir Zaman started, like I said, is with the coming of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And there is another riwayah, what the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam tells us that it happened, like the relationship between wife and husbands, the social relationships, the political relationships, the judges, the governors, the kings, etc. All of these riwayat is telling us what's going to happen on the Muslim Ummah. I'll give you an example. In what's going to happen at the end of time, there's one of the riwayas that says that the the nations will come on you like dogs coming on a meal, something like that, and you will be in the hundreds of millions and billions, and a small group will come and will defeat you. And that happened in our lifetime. It happened 60, 70 years ago when Israel came, and the Muslim Ummah is over 1 billion people, and Israel came and defeated the Muslim Ummah, and they're still there. So these incidents and events that were foretold before happen, but it does not limit the time what's going to happen afterward. We must be careful how we take the incidents that's happening today. Now there are narrations that are very sensitive, that tell you if it happens, that the Imam is arriving soon, within few months, within less than a year. These are very important and very sensitive, and at the same time very dangerous. What do I mean by that? For example, because these incidents in the narrations, it specifies the time that after this events happen, the Imam will come. For example, I give you an example. In the narration says, before to announce the coming of the Imam, okay, there will be a sayha kubra, a huge cry in the sky, that every single human being will hear it. Whether you are asleep, whether you are standing up, whether you are sitting down, whether you are locking the room in you, that sound, that scream will come into your ear and you will hear it, and every human being will hear it very clearly and will understand it in every language. That person will understand it. That becomes like a mu'jiza. It's a miracle. It's not some people say, oh, it's because of the satellite now anybody can talk. That is not it. That sayha will become from the sky as a miracle to all humankind. Everyone will hear it, will know it's a miracle. This is one of the signs of the coming of the Imam Al-Mahdi alayhi salam. Now, this sign, if it happens, you will know Imam al-Mahdi within 2 months to 6 months he will appear. Or there's other signature that given time frame in I don't know how much time I have still. 8 minutes. There's other incidents that gives you time frame. For example, the coming of the Sufyani, or the coming of the Khurasani or the Yamani, you know. That's where we have to be careful and investigate about these things. Many people come and start sending you and tell you the coming of the Khurasani, for example. Okay, some of people said Imam Khomeini, rahmatullah alayhi, was the Khurasani that we promised with. You know, we have to be careful about this because Imam Khomeini passed away and the Imam didn't come. Imam Mahdi didn't appear yet. Now, we can't come because you see the appearance of the Imam Mahdi is, he is the leader who is going to bring peace, tranquility, the government of Allah, to all humanity. He is the hope of humanity to bring, you know, the life and the love and the happiness in this life here, the life that Allah wants us to live and be happy in it. And the promise of Allah will happen with the coming of Imam Mahdi alayhi salam, the godly promise, and it will happen inshallah. But if somebody comes, so whenever we see an event happens, it opens our heart. It makes our hopes, our looking forward for it. That's what we are looking and searching and working for, inshallah, for the coming of Imam Mahdi alayhi salam. When somebody comes and tell you, oh, this is the sign happened, and it has a time limit of it, because the Khurasani, when it comes, or the Sufyani, or the Yamani, it's like a masbaha, like a beads, you know. When you take one, it brings all of them back to back. So when you say Imam Khomeini is the Khurasani, some people said that, and he passed and he didn't come, it would put doubt in the minds of some people. And when you tell them about another incident, like some people said this, the corona right now, okay? Now it could be a sign, it could be something, but we should take it very carefully, my brothers and sisters, you know, because we don't want to bring despair to the minds of the believers who are looking and hoping and looking forward for the coming of the Imam. We always looking for him to come and lead this and the return of Jesus, the son of Mary, peace be upon them, you know, to come and lead this community, inshallah. Now, I want to take the issue of the corona. The corona is something that there is nothing happened like this in history. I mean, it probably happened before, like they say, the Spanish influenza or the ta'un or the way before stuff like that. But at that time, they did not have the media, and it happened in one area. For example, in Europe, Africa didn't feel it, and so on. And they didn't know about it. And they were not enough time to pass that virus, whatever it is, influenza, to take it to a different place. But today, as we speak right now, we have 4 to 5 billion people in their homes in the world. We are locked down, you know, and this is happening, started almost 3 months ago in China. And now the peak is here in the United States where we are. And by the way, please keep my father in your dua. He is really going through a hard time with this right now. Inshallah, he'll come out of it, inshallah. So this could, some people say 2 weeks, some people say a month, some people say 2 months, maybe in the summer. But some people say till we find a vaccine, 18 months. That could take a year, 2 years, God knows. That could become like a cancer that we live with, you know. Now this sickness becomes called COVID-19, you know. So we don't know what's going to happen. Some people say this is it started in China because of the animals, came to the humans. Some people say it's a biological virus made by humans. Some people say it's a natural biology developed. And some say maybe it's Allah sent this small virus to the humanity to teach them a lesson. Whatever the cause of this corona, there are some results of it. What's happening in this world, my brothers and sisters, the corona is giving us a lesson to open our eyes. The corona is, believe me or not, before what happened, there are tyrants, there are superpowers, there are whatever. It showed their weakness. It shows how weak they are. It shows how they are not prepared enough, for a small little bit virus creation of Allah that you can't even see it in the eyes. Kissinger, who is very famous, he used to be the foreign minister and the national security here in the United States, NSA. He's saying right now, the world after Corona are going to be different than the world before Corona. That's him saying this, and inshallah, we know that the world is going to be different. The world is going to be different. Why? For example, those who are a little bit older, before 1990, they know the Soviet Union was a superpower. And when the Soviet Union fell, the ideology of the Soviet Union, the communism also fell down with it. Now the corona is destroying the ideology of capitalism. It is showing them and showing humanity that all of these ideologies are going to fall. All of these ideologies are going to fall, and humans themselves, when the Imam Mahdi alayhi salam comes, I know many people say he's going to bring the people with the sword. No, the sword and the weapons is a small portion of bringing humanity back to Islam and back to believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's what's happening in the world, from wars, from sicknesses, from hunger, from tyranny, from injustice. All of these things are the ones that are telling the humans, to come back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This virus is opening the eyes of many people. The creator is Allah. We need to come back to Allah, and these kinds of calamities that happen in humanity, it's actually bringing humans back to the creator. And inshallah subhanahu wa ta'ala, more people will believe. But we as Muslims, we have to apply that Islam on us. We have to show the true Islamic Muhammadian, the Islam that cares about humanity, that cares about the happiness and the health and the environment for this. And that's what Imam Mahdi and the leadership of Imam Mahdi and the leadership of Jesus, the son of Mary, together, inshallah, will come. And that's what we need to prepare ourselves, especially in these times where we are at home. We need to use this time in our dua, in our prayers, in our supplication, even if you don't have to make up prayers, make it for your parents if they're passed away, or for your grandparents, And I want to thank those who are attending this online, and I want to thank those who started this. And I pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to all reward you and to make hasten the appearance of our Imam al-Mahdi alayhi salam. I ask all of you, thank you for being patient and listening to me. I thank you all, and inshallah we'll continue these things. By the way, I talked to Sheikh Abdul Latif Al-Khafaji, and he told me he's willing to speak to you in Arabic, and we can translate it if you would like to. So this is one option too. You don't have to see my face. Inshallah, we'll get other ulama. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم وآخر دعوانا الحمد لله رب العالمين. And thank you very much, everybody. Wassalamu alaikum. Hey, it's 9:15, 9 on time.
Assalamualaikum. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So Hachani, thank you so much for the speech. I was going to say, for those who are tuning in to the YouTube channel, and you have an account with Gmail, feel free to be logged on and you can ask some questions in the chat area. So we actually have some questions, Hachani, that I wanted to ask and see if you could answer them. So the first question, it says, so what can we in America do to prepare ourselves if war happens, we are sitting ducks, i.e. this virus? Also, when is the time for us to leave this country to get ready to be with Imam Mahdi? So that is the first question.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. First of all, to prepare yourself is take care of yourself, not to get the virus. And if you're young, not to take it and give it to your family, you know. So what they're telling you, all of these about the social distances, washing your hands. Alhamdulillah, Muslims, we wash our hands. We have to, but wash them all the time. Use the gloves and the mask and etc. and the protective gears. All of these are good, and try to stay away from you know, where places that you can gather. The second part of how we prepare ourselves. Number one, you don't have to leave this country. Like I said, the whole earth is promised to Imam to the Ibad al-Allah al-Salihin. What you have to be a true believer in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And you have to apply it on yourself. And you yourself will become, affect others by they just looking at you, by seeing your actions. And believe me, after the corona, a lot of people gonna notice more Islam. They're gonna see more Islam. But unfortunately, what they're seeing the Islam of the Wahhabis. That was the Islam has been imported and exported from the Muslim world to the Western world. You know, we need to show them the Islam of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the Islam of Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam, the Islam of compassionate, the Islam of love, the Islam of caring. You know, and the Islam of bringing humanity to happiness. If we do it, to show them that, you have to apply it on yourself first. And you will be surprised how the changes will happen in this country. You know, it will make it a tremendous difference. We want you to spread Islam in this country by your actions, like Imam Sadiq alayhi salam. You know, by not by words only, by actions, inshallah. I hope I answered your question.
Thank you, Hachani. So the second question is the following. It says, isn't that true that in riwayats, in narrations, we have been told to deny those who predict the appearance?
To deny what?
I'll read it again. So isn't it true in riwayats and narrations, we've been told to deny those who predict the appearance?
I don't want to say that I know, but I can tell you from my own personal answer to this is, now the appearance will happen, but to deny when it's going to appear exactly, we don't know. Only Allah knows. So I cannot deny the appearance of the Imam Mahdi. It's a promise. It's a promise of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Did I understand it correctly? Is he denying the appearance or denying?
I think the statement is that for those who predict the reappearance, and my understanding.
You mean the time of appearance?
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Nobody knows it except Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He will give the time for the appearance of the Imam alayhi salam and the return of our Prophet Jesus, the son of Mary, peace be upon him.
Okay, so then the question or the statement says that, is it true that if we encounter someone that predicts their reappearance, that they should be denied? Their word shouldn't be accepted.
Yeah, I wouldn't take that because yes, I accept what he's saying. I will deny it. I will not accept what the person saying. That because nobody knows it but Allah. How is he going to be predicting? He's just imagining, or he's making ijtihad from himself. No, what, Zuhair? Maybe you want to clarify.
No, we have no more questions, Haj.
Okay.
No.
All right. I'll thank you very much. Salam alaikum.
Thank you. So inshallah, this part of the program will end with ziyarat. It's recommended to be read after Fajr. Inshallah, Brother Labib will honor us once again with the recitation, and you can follow on the screen. Thank you so much.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. اللهم بلغ مولاي صاحب الزمان صلوات الله عليه عن جميع المؤمنين والمؤمنات في مشارق الأرض ومغاربها وبرها وبحرها وسهلها وجبلها، حيهم وميتهم، وعن والدي وولدي وعني من الصلوات والتحيات زنة عرش الله ومداد كلماته ومنتهى رضاه وعدد ما أحصاه كتابه وأحاط به علمه. اللهم إني أجدد له في هذا اليوم وفي كل يوم عهدا وعقدا وبيعة في رقبتي. اللهم كما شرفتني بهذا التشريف وفضلتني بهذه الفضيلة وخصصتني بهذه النعمة فصل على مولاي وسيدي صاحب الزمان واجعلني من أنصاره وأشياعه والذابين عنه، واجعلني من المستشهدين بين يديه طائعا غير مكره في الصف الذي نعدت أهله في كتابك، فقلت صفا كأنهم بنيان مرصوص على طاعتك وطاعة رسولك وآله عليهم السلام. اللهم هذه بيعة له في عنقي إلى يوم القيامة. وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وآله الطاهرين. والفاتحة. Please recite the Fatiha for the relief of the believers who are sick with this virus, especially the father of Brother Hajjani. Please all recite the Fatiha. Before that, say loud salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillah rabbil alameen. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Thank you so much, Brother Labib, and thank you all for attending tonight's program. If you have any comments, feel free to leave them in the YouTube chat area, how we can improve it or what things you like, or if you have any other questions, inshallah, maybe in the next session they could be addressed. Without further ado, we'd like to end this program for tonight, and inshallah you have a great evening. As-salama.
به طه به یاسین به معراج احمد به قدر و به کوثر به رضوان و طوبی به وحی الهی به قرآن جاری به تورات موسی و انجیل عیسی بسی پادشاهی کنم در گدایی چو باشم گدایان زهرا چه شبها که زهرا دعا کرده تا ما همه شیعه گردیم و بی‌تاب مولا غلامی این خانواده دلیل و مراد خدا بوده از خلقت ما مسیرت مشخص امیرت مشخص مکن دل ای دل بزن دل به دریا که دنیا به خسران عقبا نیرزد به دوری ز اولاد زهرا نیرزد و این زندگانی فانی جوانی خوشی‌های امروز و اینجا به افسوس بسیار فردا نیرزد. اگر عاشقانه هوادار یاری، اگر مخلصانه گرفتار یاری، اگر آبرو میگذاری به پایش، یقینا یقینا خریدار یاری. بگو چند جمعه گذشتی ز خوابت، چند اندازه در ندبه ها زاری یاری. به شانه کشیدی غم سینه اش را، و یا چون بقیه تو سربار یاری. اگر یک نفر را به او وصل کردی، برای سپاهش تو سردار یاری. به گریه شبی را سحر کردی آنم، چه مقدار بیتاب و بیمار یاری. دل آشفته بودن دلیل کمی نیست، اگر بیقراری بدان یار یاری. و پایان این بیقراری بهشت است، بهشتی که سرخوش ز دیدار یاری. نسیم کرامت وزیدن گرفته، و باران رحمت چکیدن گرفته. مبادا بدوزی نگاه دلت را، به مردم که بازار یوسف.
Hello. Assalamu alaikum, brothers.
سفرهای سوی خراسان و شام و عراقش بگردان. یا مهدی، یا مهدی، مددی.